High in the Andes, where clouds bite the air and mountains stretch like ancient titans asleep, lies a mystery carved not in myth, but in stone. Imagine standing before a wall so immense, its blocks weigh more than 100 tons each. No mortar, no gaps. We could not replicate it. Earthquakes have struck these mountains again and again. Entire colonial cities crumbled to dust. Yet these walls, built centuries earlier, flexed and endured as if they were designed to outsmart the earth itself. From a towering fortress above Cusco, Ollantaytambo's temple complex rising at 9,200 feet, to the breathtaking city of Machu Picchu, balanced on a razor-thin ridge, every site tells the same story. Colossal stones, flawless craftsmanship, and an intelligence that defies the limits of recorded history. These ruins are not just beautiful, they are impossible. And tonight, we'll journey deep into Peru's highlands to confront a question history has long avoided. Who built these megaliths? And how could they possibly have done it? Above the city of Cusco, the former capital of the Inca Empire, rises the colossal fortress of, at first glance, its walls appear like the remains of a castle from another time. But when you step closer, the true scale of the enigma strikes you. The stones are so massive, some weighing over 100 tons, that even our most advanced cranes would struggle to lift them today. Yet here they stand, fitted together like a puzzle, each piece carved to lock seamlessly into the next. There is no mortar, no filler, no wiggle room. The joints are so precise that not even a razor blade or a human hair can slide between them. This isn't brute force construction, this is engineering. And it is engineering that has stood the test of time. For centuries, earthquakes have shaken Cusco, toppling colonial churches and modern buildings, but the walls have flexed and held, swaying with the earth instead of breaking against it. Whoever built them understood not just stone, but seismic physics. And this is where the mystery deepens. The Incas, brilliant as they were, never claimed to have built these walls. In their own oral traditions, they said the stones were already there, the work of those who came before. So if not the Incas, who carved these stone giants? And what forgotten knowledge allowed them to endure the Earth's fury for centuries? Travel nearly 9,200 feet above sea level, and you arrive at Ollantaytambo, a fortress temple complex carved directly into the Andean mountains. At first sight, it looks like a grand staircase reaching into the clouds. But what truly captures the imagination are the stones themselves. Monoliths, so massive that modern engineers confess it would be a challenge to move them today, even with cranes, trucks, and steel. These blocks weren't found at the site. Many were quarried miles away, across a river and up a steep slope. Somehow, ancient builders transported multi-ton stones through rugged terrain. Without wheels, without draft animals capable of carrying such weight, and without any written instructions to guide the work. How could such a feat be possible? Once delivered to the site, the stones were shaped with astonishing precision. Massive blocks interlock like puzzle pieces. Their surfaces smoothed and fitted so tightly that they have endured centuries of storms, floods, and earthquakes. The walls climb the mountain in tiered terraces, not only to fortify the site, but also to regulate water flow and prevent landslides. This was more than architecture. It was environmental engineering. And yet, the question remains, how? Bronze and copper, the only metals known to the Andean world, are softer than the diorite and andesite used here. Cutting these stones with such metals would be like trying to carve steel with butter knives. So either the builders had a method lost to history, or someone long before the Inca possessed knowledge we still do not understand. Perched like a crown on a razor-thin mountain ridge, Machu Picchu is often admired for its breathtaking beauty. But beyond the picture postcard views lies something even more remarkable. It's impossible engineering. This city was built in one of the most dangerous environments imaginable. The ridge is prone to landslides, torrential rains, and earthquakes. By all logic, no settlement should last here, yet Machu Picchu has endured for centuries, standing strong against forces that should have torn it apart. Why? Because its builders didn't just construct a city, they designed an ecosystem. Beneath the stone temples and terraces lies a vast drainage system. Channels carefully carved to divert rainfall and stabilize the slopes. The terraces themselves are not mere agriculture, they're structural reinforcements, anchoring the city to the mountain while also providing food. Every wall is built with earthquake-resistant masonry, stones cut and fitted so perfectly that they flex without breaking. And then there's the stonework itself. Even under microscopic scrutiny, some seams are so tight that not a single human hair can pass through. The blocks are not simple cubes. Many are polygonal, multi-angled, locked in place with a precision more reminiscent of digital design than primitive tools. To this day, Machu Picchu's foundations remain solid. Its water system still functions, and its terraces continue to hold the mountain in place. This wasn't just architecture, it was foresight. Whoever built Machu Picchu knew the land, the climate, and the earth itself, and designed a city to live in harmony with it. The unyielding stones. Materials beyond time, what makes Peru's megalithic ruins even more baffling is not just their design, but the very stones themselves. These were not built from soft limestone or clay, but from some of the hardest materials on Earth, diorite and andesite. On the Mohs hardness scale, they rank just below diamond. And yet these ancient builders shaped them into curves, angles and joints so precise that they look as if the stone had been melted or molded. Here's the problem. The tools known to the Andean world, bronze and copper, are far too soft to cut or carve diorite. Geologists often compare it to trying to carve glass with a plastic spoon. And still, at Ollantaytambo and Machu Picchu, the stones stand in seamless perfection. Some surfaces show smooth, saw-like cuts, as though made with circular blades. Others display flat planes and perfect right angles, indistinguishable from machine-milled stone. Few blocks even appear to have scoop-like impressions, as if a massive tool had carved out chunks with a single sweep. None of this aligns with the rough hammer and chisel marks we would expect from primitive tools. Modern scientists have speculated about lost techniques, perhaps the use of plant-based chemicals to soften rock, or vibration-based methods that fractured stone at a molecular level. Local legends speak of a plant sap capable of melting stone, a story passed down for centuries. Whether myth or truth, one fact is clear. The builders had a mastery of materials we still cannot replicate today. Forgotten knowledge or lost civilization? Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is not the stones themselves, but the silence surrounding them. The Inca, though renowned builders in their own right, never claimed credit for the megalithic walls. When Spanish conquistadors asked who had built such massive foundations, the Inca replied simply, "These were here before us." Their own construction temples, terraces, roads are impressive, but they pale in comparison to the colossal stones at Cusco, Ollantaytambo, and Deniz. Often you can see layers of history stacked together. Inca masonry built directly on top of older, more advanced foundations. The message is clear. They inherited rather than created. So who came before? And how did their knowledge vanish? Some archaeologists suggest a pre-Incan civilization, thousands of years older than the empire we know. Others point to myths, legends of Viracocha, a godlike figure who rose after a great flood, teaching humanity the arts of stone and order. Could these stories hold fragments of historical truth? Modern science complicates the picture further. Dating stone is nearly impossible, but carbon samples taken near foundation layers sometimes yield results far older than the Inca timeline. If so much doesn't add up, maybe the real mystery isn't how these ruins were built, but why we've forgotten who built them at all. Was it conquest, natural disaster, or the simple erosion of memory over millennia? What remains are the stones, silent, immovable, and undeniably more advanced than history admits. The modern awakening. Science meets mystery for centuries. Peru's megalithic ruins were dismissed as curiosities, explained away by guesses and assumptions. But in recent decades, technology has begun to lift the veil. With tools like LiDAR, 3D scanning, and AI analysis, we are seeing these stones with new eyes, and the results are nothing short of astonishing. LiDAR surveys of the Sacred Valley have revealed entire networks of terraces, walls, and hidden structures buried beneath the soil. Some patterns stretch for miles, suggesting a grand urban plan rather than scattered temples. And more. Circular depressions once thought to be simple farms are now being reconsidered as possible acoustic or thermal laboratories. Suddenly, agriculture looks a lot like ancient science. 3D scanning has shown that the cuts in Ollantaytambo stones follow symmetrical curves consistent with machining, not chisels. Spectroscopic studies reveal signs of chemical alteration or heat treatment on certain blocks, techniques for which we have no known precedent in the Andes. Meanwhile, AI pattern recognition has uncovered alignments between temples, stars and solstices, accurate to within fractions of a degree. Each discovery points to the same conclusion. These builders weren't guessing. They were engineers with a profound understanding of nature, mathematics, and the cosmos. And yet, their names, their tools, their knowledge all are lost. What remains is the stone, silent yet screaming of a forgotten brilliance. So perhaps the mystery is no longer about whether the ruins could have been built. Clearly, they were. The real mystery is, how much of human history have we forgotten? The lesson of the stones stand before the megalithic ruins of Peru, and one truth becomes impossible to ignore. History is not as simple as we've even told. These walls, these terraces, these stones, they whisper of knowledge far older, far deeper than the neat timelines in our textbooks. The builders are gone, their tools are lost, their names forgotten. And yet their legacy remains carved into the mountains themselves, daring us to remember. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson of the Andes. Civilizations rise and fall, but wisdom endures. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for us to see it. So now I ask you, what do you think? Were these marvels the work of a forgotten civilization, a lost science, or something we've yet to even imagine? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this journey has moved you, don't forget to subscribe to Lost Origins, so you won't miss our next deep dive where we explore another mystery of the ancient world, one that could change everything we thought we knew. Until then, remember, the past is never truly silent. You only need to listen.